Wymondham is a dowager duchess of a church. It is an eerie place, the adjacent abbey ruins alive with rooks at twilight. The ghosts of pilgrims flit through the mounds of lost cloisters and tumbled graves. Wymondham was notorious for the running disputes between the monks and townspeople over who had rights to which parts of the building. In 1249, the case went to Rome for settlement, with the town being granted the nave and northern aisle. The north aisle was the original town aisle and is wider than the nave, with a superb carved roof. Some of the corbel heads seem to be of local characters, including a man playing the bagpipes. The chapel reredos is a lovely arts and crafts triptych with a plaster crucifixion by R. Anning Bell. The church's appearance reflects the dispute between monks and townspeople. When the monks' Norman crossing tower collapsed, the monks in 1409 built the new octagonal tower west of its foundations, using 3 bays of the townspeople's nave and supporting it with a solid wall that cut directly across the nave. This caused pandemonium. The townspeople blocked and unblocked entrances. They hung bells in their old west tower and rang them to disrupt monastery services. The monks retaliated with chiming bells in their new octagon. They even increased its height to make their bells louder. Whereupon in 1448 Sir John Clifton, Lord of the Manor, offered to help the townspeople build a new west tower higher than the octagon. He added a clerestory to the nave and a new north aisle and north porch. These stand today. At the dissolution, the chancel and abbey buildings were destroyed. The town had won. The crude east wall inserted by the monks is now relieved by one of Comper's finest screens. 2 decks of saints in exquisitely carved niches rise above the altar, flanking the Virgin and a Christ in majesty. A canopy with gilded angels stands guard over the scene. Higher still is a rood. To the right of the altar is an unusual early Renaissance sedilia group, dated circa 1530 and crammed inside a Norman arch. The core of the interior is the old Norman nave, much retooled. The nave arcades and gallery survive, as do Clifton's clerestory and roof. These are out of character and scale with the lower tiers, like a modern lid on an ancient casket. Yet the roof has both grace and adornment. The hammer beams are in the form of angels, the bosses in the form of starbursts. Here is a heavenly universe alive with constellations and flapping angels. On my trip to Wymondham Abbey, I saw a poster advertising Andrew Ziminski's Churchgoing book tour. My wonderful friends had recently gifted me a copy of Churchgoing after passing it in Waterstones and thinking I might enjoy it. I made it to Norfolk in time for the talk and even had time to record over an hour of ASMR of the Abbey. It was an absolute delight to meet with Andrew and his wife Claire. I cannot imagine a more spectacular location to have heard Andrew's talk. I found it very inspiring to hear from someone who knows about the fabric of these fantastic buildings and who understands the buildings in a completely different way. Churchgoing was a fantastic gift and is a truly wonderful read. I would highly recommend you get a copy. At the talk, I met a wonderful church warden of the Abbey. After the talk, we sat down over a cup of tea together and he shared lots of stories about his time as a church warden. He very kindly showed me the medieval burse that was found in the Abbey after the Reformation and a replica that was made to show the original colour.